So in between these two big pieces of earth, they push together, create a lovely volcano. And when the pressure gets too big underneath the earth, because we've got lots of chemical reactions going on underneath the earth, it'll blow the top off where this weak point is, you get a big cloud of gas, and then you get lava coming out. Labrascals is all about inspiring children with the joy of science in their hands, as I put it. So it's about hands-on science experiments and getting children engaged with science, getting them doing it hands-on, getting them doing it themselves. So we've got some amazing experiments. Right, we're doing one today, which is making volcanoes using dry ice, something they wouldn't usually get at home. And yeah, it's just fun, it's engaging, and it's inspiring. We're going to get a lot more out of it because it involves a lot of what we call the big 13 skills that the youth enterprise does. So things like creativity and teamwork and problem solving, all them kind of things are in this workshop. They might be hidden, you might not see it in front of you, but they are working together. They are building it, constructing it. They are using some of the skills that we need in everyday jobs. Basically, a lot of positive attitudes, a lot of communication, all them kind of things are within this single workshop.
Our children really enjoyed that enterprise element and having that practical, hands-on activities that they can really get involved in and see it firsthand. They're very visual learners and kinesthetic learners, so it's really important to have people like Labrascals in doing activities like this with us today. Enterprise is embedded within our curriculum, so we have a top-down approach with all the enterprise skills at the top, and then we look at how we can build those skills up throughout the school so that when our leavers leave Ganton, they're prepared for the wider world with all of those skills embedded.
I think enterprise in itself is really good for the local area and building on a lot of skills and producing unique opportunities for people in terms of careers and jobs and doing what they're passionate about, which is part of why I started enterprising, to do what I enjoy every single day. To be honest, because I've got my own learning difficulties, I've got dyslexia, that kind of thing, I find it very easy to come into a school like this. I'm very adaptable in what I do. You've just got to think of it in a little bit of a different way. So the skill set's more about the problem solving, it's more about the hands-on, it's more about the hand-eye coordination, that kind of thing. It's not necessarily about filling that hole in the curriculum like it is with some other schools. So they get a lot of different skills that other schools overlook maybe, but it still ticks them boxes. To me, it's as simple as going into any school.
I'd worked with already at the previous schools in mainstream primaries that I'd worked in, and we'd embedded the skills throughout the work that we'd done within the mainstream primaries, and when I came here it was really important that we carried on that work. And Tom Raj, our assistant head of the 14 to 19 department, his mission has been to really get the marquee offers within our sixth form available for the children so that they can access those and use the skills of enterprise and employability. And so that's when my role came in, is how can we get that further down the school and how can we build that up so that the skills are building up throughout the school.
Before we get started, does anybody know anything about volcanoes? Where do you find volcanoes? In some of the islands, isn't they? Like Lanzarote is like a volcanic island, well, it used to be. At the moment they're doing the construction parts, so they're building it, they're decorating, they're using their creativity skills. Next we're going to look at the health and safety aspects, so they're using something called dry ice. It's -8, it's very cold, can cause quite serious burns. So we're going to look at the health and safety and go over that. They'll be wearing the safety glasses, they'll be handling it with tweezers, that kind of thing. We're also using hot water, so lots of health and safety involved, so a lot of risks in there. And then we'll be erupting it, which is the fun bit. So these volcanoes, they shake, they rumble, they produce the ash cloud, they produce the actual lava coming out, which is bubbles, so they can play with that, and it's just brilliant.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
They'll get involved in anything that we put to them, and it's really good that they're enthusiastic, they're willing to give it a try, they're not afraid to make mistakes, and that's really good for our pupils. And the skills of enterprise is within that as well.
It's the little things, it's in inspiring children, it's years down the line when they're telling you they're going to university to do a degree in chemistry or to do a degree in engineering, and it all stems from them early days of me inspiring them. You know, I've had phone calls with kids that are 16, 17 years old, that come to my workshops when they were like 9 or 10, and they're telling me they want to come and volunteer. They're really interested in science still. They're actually, you know, looking at doing their A-levels in chemistry, physics, maths, engineering, them kind of things. And it's that long-term effect that people aren't seeing. So yes, you're seeing the initial joy and their engagement, and you're inspiring them, engaging them to carry on. But long-term over the years, it's amazing just seeing them come back.